Kia ora tātou. Hello and welcome to my practice. So my name is Coco. I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm hailing from an overcast but reasonable Melbourne, Australia. So I am going to go through some Pilates because that's what I'm trained to do. And because Pilates is all about technique, I am not going to be picked apart for this one. Thank you, Sonny. So, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to teach you how you now sit. So, we actually sit and walk on our glutes. So, to activate those, we are just going to clench them. And every time you walk, if you don't know how to use your glutes when you're walking, my advice is to draw your heels together in a little froggy or a little V and engage your glutes. You will feel them until you're strong enough to be able to walk normally. And when you're standing, that also applies. Stand with your glutes engaged because they're the biggest muscles in your body and they're the strongest muscles. Okay, so the second thing is how you hold your upper body. So it is a technique called feathering, which I have stolen from Josh, who runs the S3 studios here in Melbourne. So it is a simple case of imagining drawing a feather up through your crotch to your belly button and up to your sternum. That activates your pelvic floor and all the muscles in the front as well as the back. So that's engaged. Now I feather from the moment I am awake to the moment I am asleep. And even if I fall asleep in a chair, I am still feathered. Now shoulders, they are down and they are back. Always. And my chin is slightly encouraged to my chest. Now if you can imagine holding a ball or a peach or something like that, in my earlier videos I actually do demonstrate holding a spiky ball, which if you press too hard it's quite uncomfortable. So if I was looking in a mirror, my ears, my shoulders, my hips, my knees and ankles would pretty much be in alignment, straight line. So if I get a sore upper back, it's because my shoulders are not down and they're not back. So for those of you who sit in a desk, who are more inclined to have rounded shoulders, and for those stress heads who think that activating their trapezius muscles are going to help them with whatever they're dealing with, no, it doesn't. Shoulders are down, shoulders are back. This is just now how you hold your upper body forever, okay? No excuses. So I am actually going to start off with some basic abdominals because that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to start off on my back because this on the back, the more greater the surface area on the ground, the greater the biofeedback mechanisms. So feet are hip width apart, everything's in alignment. So feet, knees, hips, shoulders. Basic. I am drawing my armpits up to the sky. This is an upper abdominal exercise. It is not a neck exercise. It's not that. I'm lifting my armpits up into the sky. And then I go across opposite armpit to opposite knee. Okay? These are the basic ones. Well, they're not really. There are more basic ones than these. I'm probably going into intermediate level. Okay, and then to progress it, our legs come into tabletop. So you can see it's a 90-degree angle. So knees are stacked on top of hips. My ankles are in line with my knees. And the same thing, lifting with our armpits. Lifting with our armpits. Okay. Now, opposite armpit to opposite knee. Okay, opposite armpit to opposite knee. And now I'm going to bring in our legs. So we're going to call these bicycle legs. We're just going to flex our foot or our feet, push down, point, draw it back up. So, push, point, draw it back up. 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 Upper body. Upper body. This is called crisscross. I would normally do this at about start doing abdominals, isolation abdominals at about the 40-minute mark in a mat exercise class. Now this is a whole body exercise, so all your muscles are active. Okay? To progress it again, our legs go up and our hands opposite hand to opposite ankle. If you can, try and touch your toes, but it's not imperative that you do so. Okay? Is this easy? No. This is going into, as soon as I started doing my legs, we started going into advanced. So we're definitely in advanced. So you need to be feathered. You need to have your shoulders down and back. Okay? So, that is real basic, well, sorry, it's not real basic, but yeah, we'll call it a reasonably good abdominal. Now, as soon as I come up onto my hands and knees, I have less surface area. So we're going to do planks. So the easiest ones, on my shoulders, so I'm in the Sphinx-like pose. So my hands, my elbows, and my shoulders are in alignment. Okay? My tummy is flat. This is none of this, and there's none of that. Okay? Cross your ankles if you want. Doesn't really matter. So, easier, harder. So, hands are spread, my fingers are spread, and my hands are stacked underneath my shoulders. Okay? This is basic. And then we can do Supermans. Everything's engaged here, so my fingers are pointing, my toes are pointing, and I'm going opposite hands, or I'll do my opposite hands first, and then I'll start kicking my legs, and then it's opposite hand, opposite foot, and we are engaged. Every single muscle is engaged. Now, coming up on my feet, exactly the same scenario as before. So, easier, harder. Supermans, up on your feet. Whoops. Coordination is required. And then commandos. Try and alternate arms when you're coming up. And then of course we go side planks. So easiest, well, actually I think, hang on, haven't done this in a while. I think that's the easiest. Yeah, it is. Easiest, harder. I would really only give these for like people who are quite unfit. And of course, harder still. Yep. Shoulders are down and back. We are feathered. And I think those are pretty much, oh yeah, I suppose you can do the dips, and I would probably do abdominals for between minute 40 and minute 50, and then it's a cool down, but that's up to you. Glad you could join me.